Alright, we're back. We have a new party member. And, oh, I need to reorder the party since I decided he's going to be a melee guy. Boop. Ed there and doggy up front. Even though the dog is not nearly as durable necessarily. Doggy? Doggy, where have you gone? Come hither, doggy.
Yeah.
There we go. Just kind of lost the dog. This is my new semblance of a formation, I guess. Something weird. Oh yeah, a little bit. Because I moved him down. That's certainly an idea, I suppose. I don't know. We're wigging it. Alright, new druid friend, what do you know about this place? And should I click on this thing over here? Is that safe, or are we going to be very dead? Oh. The bright sun casts its light on the pattern on the ground. You kneel to get a better look. The stone here has been carved with a few simple shapes. A similar circular indentation marks the center, and a much larger circle surrounds it. You see what appears to be writing above the two circles. Examine the writing. The characters are completely foreign to you. No doubt the remnants of some long forgotten language. Oh. And we have a priest, and a druid, and a wizard, and a ranger, all of different cultures and backgrounds and religions and so on. No one can help me out here either? Look at the circular indentation. The indentation is shallow and smooth. Looks like it was intended to hold something specific. The outer circle. Several shapes have been carved into the outer ring. Though most have been worn away, you can make out a crescent above the center. We have a crescent here, we have a sun here. An eye, maybe? Or an eclipse? And there is a hexagonal shape in the middle. Wait a while? It waited for a few hours, marking the sun's journey across the sky. Well, the crescent might mean that we have to be here at night. Also, here's a cliff overlooking the water for sure. That could be relevant to Sagani's story. Huh. And there's all this water. Maybe it'll go away at nighttime. If I'm going to think about camping, though, I'm going to want to make some more progress here. Maybe we won't have to worry about that. It's now hour 18. If it's 6 o'clock, it might be dark in only a couple hours. And the hours go fast, I'm sure, in this timing. So let's just clear out the southern half of the map and then see if it's time yet. Ah. It's all water. Well. I really don't need to camp right now. It's almost the right time. I'll just do that command for waiting again. That should avoid using camping supplies. Oh yeah, it's nighttime and it's glowing. The starlight illuminates a pattern on the ground. You kneel to get a better look. I don't think any of the text changed, it's just that it does glow at night. There appears to be an opening under there. Did she drop anything when I killed her? These creatures? No? I don't have any hexagons standing out to me. Well, let's haul ass. Probably gonna need to find this item. And I don't know where it is. Might not even be in this zone. So until then, let's go back to looking for this farm on the way to Dearford Village. Either it's right on the edge of town, right outside of the village, or something's wrong, maybe. Because it's supposed to be on the way. Oh, that might be a farm. Or that might be the village. An abandoned farm on the path to Dearford. It might be to our north, right here. Maybe. Oh, look at all these cowled people. How long we gotta stand out here? Till we find her, so keep your eyes peeled. What's their deal? Medrith. An elf idles by the road, watching the village across the river. He nods as you approach, and the cowled figures standing near him fall silent.
Gods keep you.
Greetings. A look of horror slowly forms on his face. Blazes. You've just come from the village, haven't you? How bad was it? How bad was what? Haven't you heard? There's a murderer on the loose. Said to have gone mad with grief and strangled a dozen healthy children when her own was hollowborn. He nods the figures with him. We've come all the way from Defiance Bay to bring her justice. She's here? He nods across the river. She's hiding out in the village. We'd go in after her ourselves, but the problem is, she knows our faces. There's no telling what she'd do if she saw us coming, and we'd like to avoid any further unnecessary bloodshed. He leans closer. Her name's Naifri. She's Norlin. We want to get her out of town so we can deal with her cleanly. She knows we're looking for her, but if someone were to convince her it's safe to leave... If she's a mass murderer, why didn't the Duke send the Crucible Knights after her? The powers that be want to keep things quiet. For obvious reasons. Better not to cause a fuss, and certainly better not to startle her into doing something drastic. I could draw her out. She won't know you. It'll be simple. I have a few questions for you. What is it? What did Naifri do exactly? She was responsible for the murder of all those babies in Defiance Bay, remember? Terrible thing. But we'll make her pay, alright.
Gods keep you.
Remind me who I'm looking for. That's the same dialogue. Well, that's a hell of a thing. Why are they dressed up like that, though? They don't seem to fit the part, necessarily. Anyway, is this what I'm hoping to find? Oh, it's a temple. Well, that's not what I wanted to find, either. No. An abandoned farm on the path to Dearford. I'm already here, so that's not a good sign. Where was this abandoned farm? Maybe if I go out the other side, I'll find one. Either way, now I'm gonna be all messed up. I'm all mixed up in this town's business, so I'll probably be here for a little while. That's just what we do. Selby. You must be wanting Bodmar. He's out of town. Nope. I'm just keeping the candles lit till he gets back. Flames dance amidst scattered offerings. Keys, coins, and the tiny skulls of birds and mice are mired in the melted and hardened wax. Just want to make sense of this map right now. I suppose that might be the best. Yeah. Let's not get distracted. I'm still trying to deal with the capital. I don't really necessarily want to like re-explore an entire new town right now. We'll get to it. But if I'm lost,
you must gather your party before venturing forth.
That always startles me. If I'm lost, the next best step's to try the wooded plains, which I skipped over this time because I'd already explored it before, but I don't remember these locations very well, so I might have just forgotten that it featured a place that was helpful. I can at least wrap this up first, hopefully, and then maybe look into... Ah. Okay. If nothing else, I can at least look into this for now, and then look into the baby strangler situation immediately after I deal with this. Okay, let's get let our tank get in front. There we go. Well, they're instantly hostile without even knowing who we are. Hello, Iben. Named character Iben. Beowulf. Aegar. Venka. Thief. Alright. Some of them are more named than others, I suppose. Gonna be a bit interesting. And try to establish some kind of front line as this fight starts. And so a front line is established. Damn. This is a faux AoE, right? Ooh, that's not bad. Let's see. Itumak is currently fighting the bear, so you should assist against the bear. Because you two, I believe, have a partnership thing that helps you out. There we go. Are you currently taskless after that? Be fighting this guy, right? Hero of us, dancing bolts, 2 grays, 3 hit. Oh yeah. So that's just kind of going throughout the groups. Oh, and bear companion's already knocked out. Good. Oh god, that really spread damage throughout the crowd. Gotcha. Well, this should be fun. Let's find out what the hell a Stelgear is. What the hell is that? Looking by there's a tail tuft and like a mane. First glance would think werewolf, but it might be a were-lion, essentially. Cat flurry attack. Increased attack speed when you're in cat form for 12 seconds, once per rest. Why not? We're in a story fight. I'm about to probably fast travel out of here the moment this fight's over anyway. So go all in, buddy. Yeah, might as well distract that guy. He's being naughty. Oh yeah, he is screwed. Get him, rawr. Oh my god, he exploded. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Another grimoire. Oh boy. Sun-touched mail of Hianrath. Grant sunbeam, 3 per rest. Poison and disease tick 50% less? Does that mean that only half of the ticks happen, or the ticks just happen over twice as long of a time? The paladin Hiranrath came across a countryside village beset by ghouls, and made it his life's work to rid the world of the undead. He believed that their very existence was a blasphemy against the gods and a scourge on all kith, and having observed the creatures prowling by night and skulking in dark places, he fell prey to then commonplace misconceptions about their nature. He had his order create armor that shone with the light of the sun, believing them invulnerable to daylight. Unfortunately, he tested his theory in the cleansing of a crowded vampire den, discovering too late that the light only alerted the creatures to his presence. Published research by animancers has since dispelled many of the dangerous myths surrounding the undead. He thought he was going to wipe them out, all of them, but instead he got wiped the hell out. Why didn't it go in your inventory? I clicked on you and then clicked on it, and it didn't go to you. I'm not crazy, am I? I think there are like weird inconsistencies to this loot screen that send stuff to like the wrong location half the time. Get me some money. Scroll of whale. Cocoa. They have a bunch of chocolate. Ooh. As you take the scroll, you hear a voice. You have found it. Now lose it again. What? You think this theft was an accident? The voice seems to shift, as if the speaker were constantly changing age, race, and sex. My relics were never meant to stay in one place for long. They were meant to be lost and found. It is the search that gives a thing value. Take it to the Black Meadow. Find the drake that faces east and bury it neath its skull. The drake that faces east. Okay. Well, the scroll talked to me. I feel like they're not going to be happy if they find out. That might not go well. But we're going to be going on a vacation to the Black Meadow. Which is not... It's not that not nearby, admittedly. That quest went away. So I realized, oh, I finally have Kana there. So I do have a spare person to send on missions. But the missions have... That first mission has vanished. Well... A deity appears to be speaking to me. So that's fun. Let's go on a little vacation. Traveling back and forth across the map. I guess I'll finally look into buying something from that pirate dude. Since I'll be, like, right there. And by the time I travel both ways, I will have unlocked the next thing. Destroyed cart, bandit camp, Shrine of Galdwain. That's hopefully it. The drake that faces east. Oh. Yeah, this is just something else. Drake faces south, south, east. I was already like right there. It happens. This drake skull faces east. The soil underneath is soft and moist. Bury the scroll of whale. As you cover the ancient scroll with the last handful of soil, the shifting voice speaks in your head once more. Well done, Watcher. Ta-da! Oh, they're gonna be mad at me. Unless they believe me, but I don't know if they will. Alright, let's go to Anslog's Compass. This is the closest I'm likely to get for a while to this location, so good time to visit Mr. Piratey Dude. I keep calling him Piratey Dude. He's a sailor. I don't think he was necessarily pirate-like. He just had a bunch of pirate-themed loot, and it's from the archipelago that Sagani and I are both from. I believe he was right here. Yep. The War Club of Mataru. I wish I better understood what those meant. That can't even be used by a chanter anyway, or a druid. One-eyed Molina's gold-fingered spike flinger. And Fulvano's blunderbuss. 6 projectiles spread. DR bypass for every individual shot. 5% chance to charm. It's already exceptionally upgraded. Weakest possible interrupt. Nope. Fulvano's blunderbuss is also not a bind item. Like, there's some cool items here, but this one's the one that's like especially special in that it binds. No, this one also binds. Is there a color for them? They're both listed as blue. I guess maybe a white background, actually, because those are blue. That's kind of a grayish color. Doesn't stand out that much, though. This binds with Barbarian, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Priest, Rogue. Don't have that, 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 and I don't know if I want him to have it. Whereas this is Chanter, Cypher, Druid, Ranger, Wizard. So I give this to Kana. I give this to like half my party, yeah. Bind Soul. And this is still the shit that I sold to him before, isn't it? This is the belt that lets you summon a fire sword. Captain's Cap, Resolve and Dexterity, plus other bonuses. Those look like they just go to any class in the game. Yeah. I'm gonna double check how soul binding mechanics work, because I'm just kind of curious what exactly is expected of me. Okay, so you bind it to your character, and then you kind of like level it up via like a series of achievements, essentially. And they're expensive, which they probably should be, because it looks like they scale over the course of the game, because you're accomplishing those achievements and their stats keep getting better. It seems to be an alternate path where you earn their way towards these being effective weapons instead of having to do the normal thing, which is to earn it by spending heavy resources to purchase those statuses and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna give this to my ranger. Because you still don't have anything, right? You're kind of using a generic. Yeah, you've got your special bow you came with, which is fast. But its special thing is that it, yeah. Its main thing is that it has the crush variation, which can be nice. But this is just like a cool, weird, crazy thing. And also, I kind of want a toy to play with. I thought I was going to buy the gun, but... well, it stood out at the time, kind of, as being potentially interesting. First of all, I'm a little worried that a shotgun might actually hit your allies, or does it just hit one guy 6 times? Is it not an AoE? But it's not a bind weapon, so it's not going to have all the cool, crazy stuff. And I want something exciting, so let's get something exciting. Isn't exciting fun? And we have a bit of a backlog to sell off once again, as we often seem to do. At this point I've got good leather armor, so the previous leather armor is extra pointless. That's a fine hide. I think the primary outcome here is I'm just slowly diminishing the amount of money I need to give him for this item. Works for me. Alright, so we're spending 3,600 as opposed to the previous amount that was like 3k more. And I'll keep it in mind for later. Helmsman's uniform, these are kind of generics. But this stuff could be interesting. Set it, you can put it on anybody and it'll level up over time. That could be cool. Also expensive. So I guess I'll be making more trips back to here either way. And we'll just have to eat the time. Eat the time. That's phrasing. All right. Quick save real quick in case I do this wrong somehow, but I doubt I can. Bind. Are you sure you want to soul bind one-eyed Molina's gold-fingered spike flinger to Sagani? Once bound, the item cannot be equipped to any other character. Okay. This interface is fucked up. It says yes or no here, and I can't tell which one's which because they're under the layer. Did I do it? There we go. Yes. Ba-ba-da-bum. Cool. Cause the prone affliction 10 times with one-eyed Molina's gold-fingered spike flinger to unlock the next level. 15% chance to cast prone on a hit or critical hit. So you cannot enchant these. Instead, I think you go up through the tiers that you would normally get through enchanting by completing these goals. So its damage goes up over time. Shouldn't take that long to cause that to happen. Just knock people on their ass a few times. The dreaded Principes and Patrena prowl the seas of the Deadfire, a persistent threat to the organized trading companies and to outlaw smugglers and slavers alike. These pirates originated as refugees from Old Valia, and some of them continue to maintain the traditions of that land. Others are as brutal and anachronistic a group of freebooters to ever have roamed the waves. Due to the dangers presented by firearms aboard ships, many raiders prefer crossbows. This almost ridiculously heavy arbalist fires bolts with enough force to knock its victims off their feet. Gold leaf accents on the stock and stirrup differentiate it as a work of Valian engineering from more common crossbows. Neat. Put those away for now. Yeah, I'm not using a fine arbalist now. I've got this ridiculously named awesome bow. Also, you need to have an element. Shit. Ranger and Druid are both things that I would default to as being green. We already have a brown character. Oh well. One very brown and one very green color. It's the best I can do. Accidentally made her a Christmas character. Kind of going towards dual colors now, more splittingly, because going with one color is not going to work at all. I think that's the color scheme my old ranger had when they were my protagonists, actually. Anyway, hopefully this new thing is badass and totally worth the giant amount of money I just spent on it, because that's the most I've ever spent, basically. You save up, you buy a cool item, then you dismiss that character a moment later to put a different person in the party. It's tough decisions to make. Now it's time to go all the way back to Dearford Village, because I've started that mission, we're gonna finish it, damn it. That's not what I should have done. Ah. I'm sorry. I screwed up. I figure I might as well I shouldn't let that time get wasted like that. Because I'm not done with the current quest, I forgot. My bad. My bad. My bad. That bow attached to you at the moment. Bind soul. Yes. There we go. I'll play with colors later. It's fine. It's not important. Now let's correctly go where I was supposed to go, which is that I'm supposed to go to Copper Lane. Because I found the scroll. And then I buried it in a different region. We'll see how much they like me for that one. Then we'll go back to that area to deal with the baby strangler, as it was. They completed the south wall. Now time to complete the west curtain wall. Listen, I'm taking this security very, very seriously. I don't like how they keep trying to steal all of my goddamn taxes. I'm the one who files taxes. How dare you? I don't know who I'm taxing. I guess I became the lord of some group of people who I tax just by moving into the castle. And they just consented to that, I guess? I don't know. It's a little weird to think about. They're gonna be so happy to see me. I'm sure she'll be psyched to hear that her mission is in defiance of her lord.
Greetings.
I found the scroll, but Whale asked me to hide it again. She gives you a long, stern look. I'd call anyone else a liar with a story like that, but coming from you? She squints behind her thick spectacles. There is a certain logic after all. And if you've served Whale, then you've served me too. Whoa. She presents you with a folded section of fabric. Whale is both a keeper and a discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing what is obscured, and keep you hidden from those who wish you harm. Footpad's hood. You find a key in your palm. You're also free to visit the Elder Archives and take whatever books or scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to the obscured. Huh. I still can't take any of these books, though. That's still stealing. Well, she took that way better than I expected. Like, way better than I expected. Well. Now let's take everything I can find. Scroll of Valor and Scroll of Defense. You can use these. You do have that lore. Why is that listed as stealing still? Animancing in the modern age and the queen that was and still is. Oh, my brown book character was Kana. I really should have taken those off first. The life and discoveries of Pandgram? Oh. Okay. I missed you, Kana. We're gonna need a new mech specialist. Theorems of Pandgram. Ow. Not nice.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
+2 stealth, +1 perception. You're not wearing a helm. There you go. Whoa, it really brings the costume together. Neat.
Yeah.
Well. There we go. That was an ouch.
Right.
But we're good. Got... Ooh. Oh my god, we're already like a third of the way through another level. These people are gonna level too fast. Now we can haul ass all the way back. We're gonna build some goddamn walls.
It's nice of you to say that. I was on the road alone for years, and I'm happy to have company for a change.
The country has a saying about Orleans. Face of skin, let 'em in. Face of hair, best beware. But you're more like a skin-faced Orlan.
Are you fucking kidding me? Well, my tribe has a saying, head of brunette, they're all set. Head of blonde says everything wrong.
Was that bad? I meant it as a compliment.
Oh no, Eder's being accidentally racist. Because Hiravis... He's just throwing out Oh, you idiot. Oh, he just straight up told Hiravis, you're one of the good ones. It's like, what have you done? Never... Oh god, never say that. Never say anything like that.
Sorry about what I said before. About the skin-faced Orlans.
It's all right. I knew what you were trying to say, and that's why I didn't gut you.
I was saying something bad.
I get it, I get it. Let's just put it behind us.
Friends again. Is it okay if I pet you?
What? No! Damn it, Adair! Is your family tree just one looping square?
They're getting along well. Unfortunately, Adair's lines were bugged. He was only saying the second half of each one. It's supposed to be like, now that we're friends again, but only it started like friends again. He wants to pet him. You can't pet the fox, Adair, and you also can't pet the people. A word, traveler, I only require a moment.
How do you do?
The guard gives you an appraising eye. You've recently come to Dearford, I take it. I don't suppose you saw a young, elvish noblewoman on the road? I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit until we find her. Who is she? Lady Elise. He bites his lip. She's the daughter of Lord Nestor Herond, and she's gone missing. He sighs. Perhaps you could speak with Lord Herond at the inn. He'll be grateful for the assistance, if you could be the villagers, and it could be the villagers will open up to you more than they have to us. Shit, I'm accidentally picking up more quests. I'm gonna end up doing this entire town before I return to the capital at this rate. Well, we're gonna ignore that for now, because we have the other situation. The Heritage Hill thing is just gonna have to wait for now. That's like a big scale thing. Where's the... Is it Blood Legacy? That's Elise. No, yeah, it's Cat and Mouse. A woman named Knifery's on the run and hiding out in Dearford. Seems odd to me that someone like Meredith was sent after Knifery. He doesn't exactly look official. You keep saying he. I thought that was a woman. No. No. Just looked at it like that, zoomed out. Well, if you're looking for the child murderer, a decent starting point might be the character literally named Grieving Mother. But of course, them being a named character means that they're a party member. Because that's every single named character we've seen so far on the map has been a party member. They might have a named building after them, but if it's just their name on the map, then that's just a character. The woman looks briefly through you, as if she doesn't know you're there. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in brown leather cloth, draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long, fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the head of the vegetables into a small, cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. Excuse me? The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. Steady the woman. At first, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet you suddenly notice that she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing. Like many of the townsfolk you've seen, there's a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing the threads that lack color, in a shape that lacks interest. Apparently many of the townsfolk have been blurry? She's the first person I've talked to, besides that guard. It may be that she is half-minded, or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence. You have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downwards, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver, wrapping around her hands. She's forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight and black shadowing it. And suddenly, you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky. Beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist, or distance, or a recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different. Not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours, have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts, like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber. And focus on the chimes. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground. Silver. White. Shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, and your hands. Your hands are in motion. Weaving. Not thread, but gathering. Tenderly moving along the first movements of Barath's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head, turning in your grip. Its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb, helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing, crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant to comfort. They are meant as a comfort of that you are certain. Draw the child forth. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again, almost eagerly, the child comes forth. And as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb, before you. The child cries out. Its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul, but it is there. It is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement. And you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists. And where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world. A soothing sound guided by tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here. The child is safe. And all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back, retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains, as they existed in the memory. They sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat at the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. What was that?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
There is a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound, softly. Her hand moves as if pantomiming resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track, fever, questions by running water, violence in a night's campfire, arrows in the dark, and fleeing, falling rock and cracking stone, and a storm. The storm. The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
I encountered a Biowick, yes, and it did something to me. Her hand withdraws shyly. The chime, sounding softly once again. The woman stands, uncertainly, as if she had been sitting for some time, or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt, yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It is almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her. The image on the plateau. Yet the image was so clear, so sharp, you're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift, a watcher's gift.
I've never been able to do that with a living person. Except with you.
So many questions, thoughts whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
There is silence. And although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, in your thoughts, it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear, gusted with the strength of relief. Although, oddly, her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates, and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you, and a calm sky looks down upon you. Oh God. It's happening too often. These are 3 consecutive zones. There's the zone where Sagani was, then the very next zone has Hiraves, and then the very next zone has Grieving Mother. Like, that was... Like, I went all the way back and dealt with Roderick, then I went all the way to the capital, and I've gone in every direction except that, but when I got Sagani, I could have had the next 2 consecutive episodes be me getting 2 more characters all the way back then. I wonder if my party is now higher level, though, because I had fewer characters to spread the experience between for a while. I don't know. Because they do seem to level up to where you are. I just gave you a relic, so I don't want to remove you from the party, and I can't remove you 2 from the party. And I want you in the party because you're new also. You're the healer, so I guess... Dare I remove Aloth? For now? She's a cipher. She has 1 dagger and fine padded armor, generic. Charged with a fine crossbow and a fine dagger. I can't be the other one that looks at the color scheme of this crossbow and thinks of the Nerf crossbow from Prey. The way it's so bright and yellow. And we gotta give you something better than just a fine dagger. Also, I need to figure out what the fuck a cipher is, because I don't really know. So I'll look into that a little bit between episodes, I think. Yeah, that's a good place to close it for now. One way or another, I'm sure she'll be in the melee range, so let's rearrange this yet again. Attempts have been made to make sense of this formation. Main melee's up front. You because you're actually a tank, and you because you're just not necessarily super important. And then these are the 3 less upfront melees. This could be trouble having this many melee characters in the party. Yeah. We'll see. Next episode I'll figure out how to level up a cipher and what the hell they are. And then we'll continue exploring, and also she might be the one that they were after. In which case I'll have a concern to deal with them, but the good news is they don't necessarily seem to be trustworthy. They seem questionable, and if they are, then maybe I don't have to choose between morality and a party member. I don't know, she hasn't done anything wrong yet, This sounds like she used to be a birth mother. What do you call them? A midwife? Sounds like she's a cipher, which they have mental powers, and she seemed to be using her mental powers to help with childbirth, which isn't damning yet.